join us. This is the news update on Dominion Television. Ibadan. I am Anu Oluwapo Idowu. President Bola Tinubu is scheduled to address a joint session of the National Assembly on June 12 as part of activities marking this year's Democracy Day. The federal government has outlined a series of events including a press conference, religious services and public lecture, youth programs, a presidential broadcast and a gala night. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, said the celebration would honor Nigeria's democratic heroes, including the late MKO Abiola, while showcasing government achievements and reaffirming commitment to democratic governance. The federal government has intensified health screening and surveillance at land borders, airports, seaports following the outbreak of the Bundibugyo strain of Ebola virus disease in Central Africa. In a statement, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare said there is currently no confirmed case of Ebola in Nigeria, but noted that heightened preparedness measures have been activated nationwide to prevent any possible importation of the virus. The ministry said travelers arriving in the country will undergo enhanced screening, including temperature checks, health declaration reviews, travel history assessment, and risk profiling at designated points of entry. It added that travelers identified as high risk or showing symptoms linked to Ebola and other viral hemorrhagic fevers will be subjected to secondary screening, isolation, and referral procedures, assuring Nigerians of its commitment to safeguarding public health. Meanwhile, the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has declared a 3-day national mourning period from June 12th to 14th of June 2026 over the worsened security situation in the country. The decision was reached at the National Church Denominational Leaders Summit in Abuja, where the association also called on the federal government to declare a state of emergency on security. CAN designated June 14th as Black Sunday in churches nationwide to honor victims of violence and show solidarity with affected families. The association urged the government to strengthen intelligence gathering, improve security coordination, and take more decisive action against terrorism, banditry, and other violent crimes. And moving on, the abduction of pupils and teachers from schools in Orire local government area of Oyo State has triggered nationwide protests and widespread condemnation. Teachers staged demonstrations across the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and several other states, while the Senate observed a minute silence for victims and called for urgent security reforms. The May 15th attack, in which armed men stormed schools in Hauro Esiele and Yawata communities, has renewed concerns over the safety of schools in Nigeria and revived memories of past mass kidnappings. And also the foreign scene. 2 people have been shot dead in Nanyuki, central Kenya, during protests against a proposed U.S. plan to establish an Ebola isolation center at a military base near the town. One of the victims was reportedly shot close to Laikipia Air Base, where demonstrators had gathered. He was later confirmed dead after being taken to the hospital by friends. The second victim was brought in dead by soldiers, though the circumstances surrounding both deaths remain unclear. Authorities are yet to issue an official statement on the incident, while police say they are not aware of any fatalities. The protest saw hundreds of residents blocking roads and burning tires, prompting police to fire tear gas to disperse the crowd. The United States Trade Representative has proposed new tariff targeting 60 economies over alleged failure to take action against forced labor. The proposed duties, ranging between 10 and 12.5%, are part of a new trade enforcement plan by the Trump administration following earlier legal setbacks to its tariff policy. The proposal will now undergo public consultation before a final decision is made, and according to the USTR, 54 economies, including China, Vietnam, Taiwan, and the United Kingdom, failed to enforce import bans on goods linked to forced labor, while 6 others, including Canada, the European Union, Mexico, and Indonesia, were also found not to have effectively implemented such measures. The proposal includes some exemptions such as beef, coffee, fruit, nuts, textiles, and goods covered under the North American Free Trade Agreement, with hearings expected after the comment period ends in July. And finally, in sport, Manchester United FC are reportedly planning to sign another midfielder despite reaching an agreement with Atalanta BC for Brazilian midfielder Ederson. Reports indicate that Ederson is set to join the Premier League club on a 4-year deal after a transfer agreement worth €45 million, including add-ons. United are expected to strengthen their midfield further with departures anticipated this summer. The club is reportedly preparing for the exit of Casemiro, Manuel Ugarte, as part of its squad rebuilding plans. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and X at Dominion Cast. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television. I am Anu Oluwapo Ido. Thank you for watching.